been depressed. I've been feeling low. I've been feeling, oh my god, how am I gonna do this?
In your mouth, you speak good to me.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Money, and I'm back with another freaking video. In today's video, we're gonna be talking all things update on my move, my mental health, update on my debt, and just overall where I'm at. Don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Instagram at DMoneyCollins, and I'll see you guys in the video. In this video, I'm gonna be doing my makeup, and we're gonna be discussing all things update on this move. Y'all, I'm drinking Bloom Drink Your Greens because I don't know about y'all, but I bloat in honey. It's not cute. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna be talking all things update on my move back to my hometown. And yeah, I actually have a whole breakdown here so that I can stay on track and make sure I pretty much give y'all the whole shabam. Today is content day, so I'm doing my makeup. Unfortunately, it's not that much sun in Baltimore per usual. If it's a little dark, that is why. So first thing that I want to talk about is I just launched a content creator group chat. I haven't been promoting it that much, but I just launched it. It's on my business page, which is Create Your Verse, and I know you guys have not heard enough about Create Your Verse, but Create Your Verse is my business that I was talking about in my last video regarding the business that I'm building, basically that being a part of the reason why I moved back home. So yeah, my content creator group chat is now live. Go to @CreateYourVerse on Instagram. Click the link in bio for all my inspiring content creators, UGC creators. That is going to be the chat. That's going to be the next big chat where everyone comes together, network, connect, grow, build, find opportunities. So make sure you're a part of it now. And don't be trying to wait to the last minute when the chat is already built up. Make sure you guys go check it out right now. And yeah, I have some plans for it. I have a lot of plans for it, and that's just, we're not even gonna get into that. Just know regarding this update, in my video when I told you guys where I was moving, my last video, my last sit down chit chat, I talked about one of the reasons being, you know, I had debt, I had bills, felt like it was no point in me paying rent if I was never there. I will say, so far in this journey, I have been paying down debt like crazy. I've been paying more than minimum balances. I have been now saving money. Me and my boyfriend both have a Google Sheets page where we plan out our finances, plan out our budgeting. One thing that I'm really excited about is the fact that we are planning so well, and we're literally building the foundation. And with my debt, I've been paying it off, and I'm so grateful for that. I've been paying it down. My goal is with my business to not even have to pay it down, but to pay it off. Like, I want to be able to take one check from a client and be like, boom, there you go, cleared, debt cleared, and move forward. Like I said, I don't have that much debt, minimal stuff, but having any type of debt, it's just not for me, especially going into this next chapter of my life where I want to soon to start having kids, get married, a house. I have one car. I may want to have multiple cars, so depending on how many kids I have, like, of course you want to have like a family car, a personal car, and all that. And of course I have my boyfriend. He, you know, he's definitely working hard too. We both are. I don't know about y'all, I'm just not the type of girl that can sit back and not do nothing with myself. Like, I still want to make, you know, my own money. I still want to save my own money. I want to do that for me too. So that's the goal, and I really do feel like we have a good grip on it. So I'm very proud of us, and I'm just overall grateful that I even have this, you know, just opportunity to be able to do this. However, I'm gonna say this, there's a pro and con to everything, just like there's a up, a down, a hot, a cold, a sick, a healthy, a bright, a dark, and the list goes on. Although I'm so grateful that I'm able to do that, baby, definitely feel like it's coming with a cost. Definitely feel like, yeah. So like I was telling you about my business, because I have a list and I want to go down the line. My business, Create Your Verse, I am a UGC creator, so I create content for brands so that brands can post that content onto their platform. So you don't need followers, you don't need to be a big influencer, you just have to know how to create content that sells, and that's just the baseline of it. This month I have been getting so much traffic. I've been getting responses back from brands. I hired a new assistant because the money that I was spending on my rent, I can now pour into my business. I hired a virtual assistant. She's great. Like, she's so good. She loves her job, and we meet Monday through Thursday, and we're just really pitching, and I'm starting to see those responses back. I have like 2 deals to film. I have 4 to 5 PR packages that were sent to me. So I'm just really grateful for that, because at first I wasn't seeing any type of traffic with it. On top of that, I also post consistently on my Instagram page, on my business page. I post 3 times a day, and just having her to be able to help me in this area, I can put more attention on this area. And again, that was like my whole vision with like doing this move is baby, and let me make sure I'm doing my makeup, because last video I kept getting distracted. But that was the whole baseline of this move, is basically being able to take the money from the bills that I was paying and put it towards my business, then pay off debt paid off, have a successful business, you know, get a place again. That was the whole idea for it, and that's what I'm sticking with. Now I will say, when you don't have your own place, like for me in my apartment, I decorated it in a way where it could be a place for me to create content. It could be a place for me to, you know, quickly prop my camera down and film what I gotta film. Now, like, since I'm not in my own space, I will say it is a bit harder to film, because for one, you want to make sure that, you know, it's not a lot of noise going on. You want to make sure that you have, you know, the right aesthetic. There's just so many things to it. So like my daily vlogs that I was consistently posting every Sunday, last Sunday didn't post. Tomorrow I'm posting for sure. I don't care if I can't even edit this video, I'm posting tomorrow. Yeah, it's like now I'm trying to get content for YouTube, for Instagram. It's a little bit more difficult, and I just want to put that out there, because I'm not going to use that as an excuse, but I'm putting it out there to hold myself accountable. Wait, I need to see, what am I doing? Okay, I'm just going to do foundation. Also, shout out to my friend Kayla. She got me this beauty blender, and it is for the powder part, and I always would see this and I love it so much. And yeah, I'm so excited to use it. Yeah, so I don't think you use this for like the liquid foundation, but you use it for the powder. I'm excited for it. Like, me saying that to y'all wasn't a way of like, oh, like I'm not gonna be able to get content because of this. No, I'm saying it to hold myself accountable, because it doesn't matter where you are. If you have a goal and that is to post content, if you have a goal that is to be consistent, then it should not matter where you're at. I will say I'm a little bit bougie when it comes to my content. I have a certain look, a certain aesthetic that I want, and you know, it's just like what I want. But to be honest, when you have a goal, when you have a plan, I was gonna put primer, y'all, but I'm not putting primer, because to be honest, that primer that I use, it be making my makeup look so weird. So we're not using primer, we're just putting the foundation right on the face, and as you can see, that looks good. I've never seen it this clear. I have a goal, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what my living situation looks like, whether I'm in a high-rise, floor-to-ceiling window, huge mansion, or whether I live in a regular house and, you know, whatever, it's just a regular home. I need to be able to suck it up and still create content, and that's why I'm here today. I'm gonna create the content that I know I need to create, and I'm just gonna not complain about it. Does it get hard because I know that I want a certain look, and I know that content sells with a certain looks? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I know that I can't like bitch about it, because what is that doing for me? So here is to staying consistent, creating content, no matter if it's a luxury aesthetic or if it's a regular aesthetic. And cheers to just figuring it out, no matter what. That's a part of the journey, and you're never gonna get from point A to point B in a straight line. There's gonna be little, you know, and you just have to hold on tight and roll with the punches, the ebbs, the flows, the everything. You just gotta whoop, ride the wave, and that's what I've been doing, to get a little bit more into like what are the ebbs and flows of this move that I'm experiencing. It was kind of hard for me to make this video, because when you are someone who speaks on your life in front of a camera and you post it on the internet, of course anybody can see it. Anybody, even the people that you may be speaking about. But I think there's a difference in, you know, expressing your experience and of course talking shit about people. And so my experience is my experience. I want to take y'all on a journey, and so it's okay for me to speak on what I want to speak on, and that's my journey. So I'm gonna be honest with y'all, my mental space has not been the healthiest. Like, I have not been in such a great space. I've actually been depressed. Not necessarily because of the move. I mean, I just feel like when you go from one environment to another, especially an environment that you kind of already grew out of and you grew from, and then you go back to the environment, it's like, whoa, this is a culture shock. And this is, you know, you can plan for something as much as you want, you can be positive as much as you want, but when those real emotions, those real feelings, those real triggers, when they come up, it gets real. And so I do feel like I've been depressed. I've been depressed. I've been feeling low. I've been feeling, oh my god, how am I gonna do this? And I think the one thing that keeps me steady is the fact that I know my vision. Like, I see my vision, I can feel it, I can smell it, I can step into it when I close my eyes. I know where I'm gonna go, and I know why I'm doing this, and I know where it's gonna take me. And so although I may be experiencing these difficulties in this moment, I know what it's gonna do if I just stick through it. And you know what's so crazy? When I first moved to Texas, my grandma, same thing, I was having a hard time. I'm like, oh my god, this is a culture shock, I don't feel good. And my grandma told me something. She said, I just want you to wait it out and see. I don't want you to run back home right away. I don't want you to do anything but sit there and wait it out and see. And I waited it out, and I saw, and my life changed. And it just goes to say that, like, nothing is ever gonna be comfortable. Nothing worth having is going to come easy. And I do think that sometimes little old Amani, when something is too hard, she wants to run. This is hard because I feel like this is my whole livelihood. And so I just know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going, and I know where these hardships are gonna take me. Some days I just don't want to get out of bed, y'all. Like, I don't even be wanting to get out of bed. And I know y'all probably thinking like, well, why are you depressed? Like, what about it makes me depressed or sadder in my feelings? I think sometimes I can just regret my move a little bit, and that's hard to say, because that is the reason that I sometimes have this thought is because of this over here. The reason why I have this is because of this, but I have to learn to not base this around this. That's giving my power away. And I don't want to give my power away. I want to be confident and reassuring to myself that no matter what the outside looks like, you know why you're here. You and your boyfriend have plans. You know that you came here to a family and be around people. Literally have a community. In Dallas I had a community, but it was all friends. Like, I thought that this journey back was gonna be me getting closer to my family and hanging out with them and spending time with them, but it hasn't been that. And I'm just not in a space where I want to be negative, be toxic, be any of those things. And I feel like when I have a goal to rekindle or be around or build or grow or connect with people, and I feel like those people are just not on the same wavelength, or like just mindset as me, I don't want to be around. And I think I told you in the last video, I do this thing where if something's bothering me, I'll run because I don't want to address it and I don't want to confront it. I'm learning that even when you confront people, even when you confront things and you have the best intentions, it could still be taken out of context. And at that point, it's like, what do you do? Do you stay around the people that make you feel like shit and try to communicate, and then nothing comes from you attempting to communicate so that you guys can move on, so that there is no tension, so that there is no grudge, so that there is no negative energy? Like, what do you do when you attempt to communicate so that it can be solved and it still doesn't work? Like, what do you do at that point? And so in my head, I feel like there's only two real options. I feel like if you're trying to communicate to certain people, you know, that, okay, you know, what you did hurt me, what you said hurt me, I don't like how this happened, or, you know what, I'm sorry, let's meet up, let's hang out, let's talk about it. And when you do that and you get nothing, you don't get a response, you don't get a good reaction back, it's like, okay, like, what else is there to do? My only other option was you just have to walk away, because y'all, I am a HSP. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but that is me. I am a highly sensitive person. I didn't know that was an actual thing, but it is a thing. I really don't think that I'm overly sensitive, but I will say a lot of people in my life have told me that. So I'm just gonna take it as maybe they are seeing something in me that I don't necessarily see, or I'm in denial about. So cool, I'm an HSP. So a lot of times things that people say and do to me it can sometimes hit different than it would the average person. And that's why, like with me and my boyfriend, we do things like we sit and talk about it, we communicate about it, we tell each other what we didn't like, and we move forward. Does that mean every time that we have a disagreement or argument it goes smooth sail? No. When we have disagreements and arguments, that does not mean that it's always going to be, oh, like a perfect confrontation, or we're perfectly talking it out and perfectly getting over it. No, that does not mean that. It just means that we are both committed to communicating, not yelling, not screaming, not ignoring. We communicate, and that's how we get through it. Even if we have to have multiple conversations about it, that's just how we can get through it. I realized that if certain people don't want to communicate, either they don't want to communicate at all when I'm trying to address something, or they're communicating in a negative way, then it's like, what am I supposed to do about that? Like, I have did the work within myself. Me and my boyfriend do the work every single day. Me and my friends in Texas, like the way that I applaud my friend group, like we all known each other less than a year except for me and Sierra, but the way and I will say there has been fallouts in the group, like a lot of fallouts, but when I say that it was always in a respectful, let's talk about this, I didn't like that you did this, I didn't like that you did that. The fact that people can communicate, like there is no ego, there is no pride, is simply like, okay, you did this, I didn't like this. It was moved on until the point where, you know, of course at some point if somebody keep doing something and there's too many conversations, it's like, all right, like we talking about this too much, we talking about this too much, and it's time to move on. At least we communicated, you know what I mean? Like it's like at least we communicated. And so it's like I've built myself up to be this person that's, and I'm kind of going too deep into it, y'all, I really am, but I feel like I built myself up to be this person where I want to have and hone healthy traits within myself, and I want to have healthy people or people around me that also have healthy traits, especially when it comes to confrontation. And I think being a highly sensitive person, because I know I'm sensitive, when there is a disagreement, I for the most part intentionally try to communicate how I feel before I get the chance to run away. Even if I'm not wrong, I will apologize just so we can move forward, or you know. And I don't like that I have that trait, and I stopped doing that because I shouldn't have to take responsibility for someone else's actions. I can only change what I do. And so my thing is, I guess I'm just between a rock and a hard place, because it's like communicate with these people, don't get a response or get a negative response, or not communicate with them and have to just kind of hold in how you feel or walk on eggshells because you don't want to disrupt something or make someone mad or make someone stop talking to you. And I just got to the point where it's like I don't know what to do, y'all. Like, and that's where I'm at. And I think that's why it's making this journey so hard to be here, because my goal was to be here and be with my family and build with my family. Yeah, so that was my goal. And I just think when, of course, being in your hometown and having these fallouts, and now just really only hanging out with your boyfriend, it's like, dang, this is kind of not what I thought was gonna happen. Did I know that it was a possibility? Yes, but I just, you know, that's where I'm at, y'all. And that's why I've been a little depressed. Also, you know, holidays are approaching and just having just negative toxic energy. I just think that when you're the bigger person all the time, you get tired. It's just like, at least for me, it's kind of like, if I always have to be the bigger person in certain situations, do you even care if we were to ever stop talking? Like, if I was to never ever address something first, would you not care ever? Would you be okay with never speaking to me? Especially if I attempted to communicate how I feel, especially after I've apologized and attempted to right my wrongs. Like, I just know for a fact I don't like those traits, and that's what I just strive hard to like not be like. And I think when you've lived a certain way and experienced certain things, you pick up on that. Because I used to be just like that. Like, I used to want to, okay, as soon as somebody hurt my feelings, I'm not talking to you no more. Nope. I don't want to be like that, because life is too short. So I do make it a habit to like apologize, talk first. But I think it still gets to a point where it's like, damn, do I always have to be the bigger person? Do you just not care? So that's where I'm at. You do sometimes feel like you want to run away. Like, I do feel like, dang, like this is not working. Like, do I want to do this? Like, do I want to be here? And then it's hard not to compare life in Dallas versus life in Baltimore, because, you know, Dallas even the stuff I went through in Texas, I still was just like, yo, Dallas is like, it's so my vibe. It's like, it's still like my vibe. Like everyone's there is on their shit. Of course we had close friends clicked in, like it's just, and then of course coming out here, I don't have my friends, I don't have the cute coffee shops I could always just go to and get work done. So it is hard to compare like Dallas and Baltimore, but I don't want to do that to myself because I really do feel like it's a reason why I'm here, and I'm gonna be here for that exact reason. I'm seeing the reason that I'm here. It's just that I gotta go through all this hard ass shit to get there, and if I gotta do that to get to my end goal, I'm gonna do that, y'all, because I know where I'm going. It's unfortunate because family used to be everything to me, but I had to learn to stop putting down the pedestal, because I think when I try to force stuff, it's like I think that I get to the point where I'm trying to heal and like remold relationships, and I sometimes do feel like in the midst of me doing that, I can hurt myself, and I can hurt myself more than healing anything. And it's like, if I'm hurt, then I can't repair something when I'm already damaged. And I just don't want to get to the point where I want something so bad, I want to heal something so bad that I hurt myself in the end, because at that point nothing, you know, what's the point? And I just don't want to be like that, y'all. So sometimes you just got to remove yourself. You just have to remove yourself. You have to let the dice fall where they land, and you have to pray and hope for the best. And so in these low moments, like sometimes I'll get quiet to my boyfriend, I'll just get in the mood, and even that is a little difficult because like you go from living by yourself and kind of not having, you know, if you're having a low day, it's just like, oh, I'm having a low day, do not disturb on my phone, movie, food, self-care night, call it a night. That was like my thing. But you can't do that when you're in a relationship and y'all live together. You have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to let your partner know, like, hey, I'm just really dealing with something, and I'm sorry if I'm, you know, being this way. This is just how I'm feeling. And that just made me think that I do owe my boyfriend an apology. I do owe him an apology. I can only hold myself accountable for things, and I just have to be able to take ownership of that. So that got me a little emotional. It's okay. I just know that I forever want to be a good person. I always want to do the right thing. And so I know, like, I've been feeling low because holidays coming up, and I'm just feeling low about not being close to my family, and I may or may not have taken it out on him, or just kind of been in my little shell away from him even when he's like wanting to be with me. That is the update on this move, y'all. I'm about to finish this look, and then I'm gonna come back in a little bit and let y'all see the final product. Let me finish and I'll be right back. Maybe I should get